Hello, Comrade Stalin.
He's meditating. He'll talk when he's done.
Welcome, Comrade Laputa. Time to level up your leadership game for the motherland. Who is this?
I'm his bestie, Alexander.
Yep, he's not.
Bro.
What?
I said this is a solo session.
Da, Comrade Stalin, but...
But he can't resist my bestie energy.
Alexei, I am not your bestie.
Molotov. Did you bring my Molotov cocktail? Get it? Molotov? Cocktail?
Da, Comrade Stalin. Very funny.
What? It's a funny joke. Anyway, you two, chill. First task, clean your room.
Will this help me flex on Nate?
Also, you need to train a parrot.
A parrot?
He says train a parrot, you train a parrot.
Are you with me or against me?
Well, you said I'm not your bestie, so...
You two are like toddlers.
He started it.
He started it.
See? I trained the parrot.
Both of you, time out. You've killed my vibe. I have to start over.
Yet, I'll behave. Promise.
I was gonna teach you to juggle flaming swords while reciting poetry, but no! You had to bring your bestie.
See? Comrade Stalin says I'm your bestie.
He's not my bestie.
Remember, meditation is for dictators too, so stay calm and relax.
While Stalin meditates, let me tell you that the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a significant global and regional shift. Essentially, it was like the season finale of Game of Thrones.
We're going to build that wall, and the Night King is going to pay for it.
This event signaled a victory for the Western world and ended the Cold War, a long-standing ideological battle between capitalism and communism. Francis Fukuyama pops up like the end credits guy who thinks the movie's over, claiming it's the end of history. Well, it wasn't Francis. Anyway, it left the US as the sole global superpower, leading to a unipolar world that influenced international relations in subsequent years. But first, a quick dive into the past. In 1917, Tsar Nicholas II decided he'd had enough and quit the throne, ending Romanov rule like a bad Netflix series cancellation. Then came the Bolsheviks with Vladimir Lenin leading a takeover that was more dramatic than a telenovela.
¿Por qué, Niki? ¿Por qué, mi amor?
Flash forward to 1922, the Soviet Union is born.
It's a boy.
After Lenin checks out, Stalin consolidates his power and goes full Ted Bundy on everyone. Fast forward to teaming up with the Nazis, then teaming up with the Allies, and then life Ted Bundy Stalin. I mean, think of it of like Soviet Union toxically unfollowing Stalin on social media. A moon landing cameo, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Chernobyl oopsie in 1986. More chaos ensues, a failed coup against Gorbachev makes a splash, and by December 26, 1991, the Soviet Union finally hits the series finale.
Are you done with movie analogies? Are you running out of jokes?
So, let's start with economic reforms. Perestroika, initiated by Mikhail Gorbachev, is like watching someone try to assemble IKEA furniture without the instructions, blindfolded and at night.
That I assemble it correctly.
The adoption of market-oriented reforms reshaped the global economic power dynamic and steered global economic policies toward market liberalism and privatization, with support from institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. So what I'm trying to say, introducing Pepsi and Levi's jeans into the Soviet economy resulted in economic instability characterized by hyperinflation, unemployment, and increasing poverty and inequality. So basically, it's like the flex tape meme trying to fix the economy.
There, I fixed it.
Many post-Soviet countries face challenges such as corruption, weak institutions, and authoritarian governance. For example, in Russia, the 1990s were marked by political unrest and significant events like the 1993 constitutional crisis. So basically, the government decided to run a buy one, get seven free systemic crises. When it comes to energy, Russia remains a dominant force in the global energy sector as a major producer of oil and natural gas, with significant companies like Gazprom and Rosneft. Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan are also key oil producers, and these days, Azerbaijan is importing gas from Russia for domestic use to free up its own gas production to fulfill its export commitments to the EU. Because, replacing one dictator with another is how sanctions work, right?
Yeah, he is. But he is our little dictator. So cute.
Also, Azerbaijan is trying not to look like they're just backup dancers in Russia's geopolitical pop band.
No, I am not his dancer.
Yes, you are. Dance, monkey, dance.
Diversifying an economy in a post-Soviet bloc is like teaching an old bear new tricks in a tutu.
Try that one more time, I dare you. I'll be waiting. In my tutu.
Nonetheless, there is a trend towards greater integration into global supply chains and developing varied economic models, supported by international financial institutions and adherence to global standards. However, opening up to global markets seemed great on paper, but the hangover from rapid liberalization was a bit harsher than expected. Kind of like expecting a gentle morning after and waking up to your mom deciding to vacuum your room at 6 a.m. And then there is China, watching the post-Soviet scramble and thinking,
yeah, no, I guess we'll pass on the whole thing.
Especially after the Tiananmen Square massacre of 1989, they decided to stick with their brand of party control, less glasnost, more glass ceiling for political reform.
Comrade, subscribe to stay updated on the glorious achievements of our socialist revolution.
The dissolution of the Soviet Union also reshaped the global landscape geopolitically, marking the transition from a bipolar Cold War era to a more multipolar world by the late 2000s. The world suddenly realized it had more options than a diner menu, transitioning from a Cold War borscht to a multipolar of, I'll have a little bit of everything please. So now you have China, Russia, Brazil, India and Iran each stepping up to the plate as if it were a Black Friday sale. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, and Romania bolted for the West faster than a guy sleeping with someone when suddenly the husband comes home.
Kurva, my husband is here.
Their joining NATO and the EU wasn't just a geopolitical move. It was like grabbing a garlic necklace to keep safe from Big Bad Vlad, while Putin casually sharpens his fangs in the Kremlin. Then, you've got the Central Asian states and Belarus, sticking with Russia like they're in a toxic relationship they just can't quit.
I can change him.
Meanwhile, Russia keeps checking their text messages and reminding them who buys the gas. Moldova, Georgia, Armenia, and Ukraine are like those indie kids trying to find their scene. Ukraine's had more revolution than a vinyl record. Georgia's been flirting with the West since Russia gave it a black eye in 2008.
You know that your father is a thief? Because he stole the stars and made them your eyes.
And Armenia, after the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict in 2020, they're peeking westward while nervously watching their ex. And Moldova is just trying to keep Transnistria, the drama queen, happy. And finally, China, seeing the Soviet Union out of the game, decided it was their time to shine. You know, like that quiet kid in the class who suddenly owns a Fortune 500 company? Without having to compete with the Soviet Union, ideologically or economically, they had a solid foundation to become what they are today.
Smash the bourgeoisies and the like button to spread proletarian unity.
So, what do you think? Has the dissolution of the Soviet Union profoundly influenced the global structure? Did it shift the global power balance from bipolar to unipolar and now to an increasingly multipolar world? Does the integration of former Soviet states into the global economy illustrates both the opportunities and challenges of globalization? Please let us know what you think in the comments.